Hi guys, so this week my questions were how do I assess the strengths and weaknesses of my students? Do I see my students for who they really are and not just the behavior they offer? And what can I do to help my students see who they really are beyond their behavior? How do I assess the strengths and weaknesses of my students? There are a few things, a few categories, I guess. We can observe them. That's first of all. We observe them in the classroom. We can observe them during lunch, during breaks. What kinds of things do they do? What are they interested in? Are they maybe their strength is that they're really good at being kind to other people. Um, we can get to know them. We can even just ask them. We can have them, fill out a questionnaire or whatever method works for you. But getting to know them being the end result. And we can look at the assignments that they're doing. Look at, are they struggling with completing assignments? Are they understanding the assignments? What can we do to, are they blowing through it? Is it way too easy? These are all things that we can do. So along with that, do I see my students for who they really are and not just the behavior that they offer? Stephanie this week shared something on the discussion board that I wholeheartedly agree with. She said that when we see people only for a list of things that we want out of them, that they can really feel that. We have to be careful because frequently the problem kids get labeled just that, and they end up being treated poorly or sometimes over medicated, medicated unnecessarily. Ultimately, though, they need what we all need. They need to be treated like people and seen for who they are. This one's personal for me. I have a son who's been diagnosed with ADD. He's 9, and he struggles a lot with impulsivity. He doesn't always make the greatest decisions in the moment. In fact, he doesn't always even see that there's a problem when he's demonstrated poor behavior, even when it's pointed out like, hey, that was really not an okay thing to do, and he just doesn't get it. It can be really incredibly frustrating, and that's coming from the standpoint of of his mom. Like I see some of the really nice things that he does too. So I think in the end, as teachers, like we need to remember that we don't always get to see that side of a student, but we do need to remember that it's there. They are not their behavior. So following up with that, once we can see the student for who they are, how do we help them see themselves for who they really are? And over the last couple of weeks, like I've really focused on like learning to really try to keep in mind that we need to see our students as the Savior would see them. Treat them as Christ would treat them. So what does that mean? Well, first, we love them. Um, if they can feel that we care about them, they feel, and it helps them to be able to see that they are worth caring for. Some of the ways that we can show them love are by listening to them. It's the same thing that we promise to do when we're baptized. We comfort them, we mourn with them. If they're having a hard day, we talk to them about it. We don't just blow it off or oh, they're just upset over this and eye roll or anything like that. Like it's a struggle for them, so help them. We can serve them. Yeah, that's part of what teaching is really is service. And kind of last on my list, but definitely not last in priority, is to pray for them. If we if we're praying for our students, we're going to, this will help us with all of it really. We'll be able to, it will help us to see them as they are, and it will help us to know how to help them.